The internet is kind of mad at me over this guitar. What's up everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Taylor and it is true. I made a reel with this guitar and it was sort of controversial, oddly. I never anticipated getting a bunch of views on it, but it got like 500,000 views, which is like a lot for me. And with that came a lot of comments, not only people that really wanted me to make a video with this guitar and were upset that I only made a reel, but just people that had some really interesting takes. Some things that I sort of wanted to explore and maybe even clarify with a full-length video. So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna take a look at this. Why am I don't know why it's in a case. Let's take it out of the case here. This is a Donner guitar. It is aimed towards metalheads. I think it's the DMT some number. I will post a link for this down in the description below if you want to check it out. But this is the Donner DMT 100. It is a poplar guitar with a matte finish that comes in either black or white. The neck material is made out of Canadian maple, AAA Canadian maple to be exact. It is finished in a matte lacquer. The neck is a C shape and it is a little bit chunkier than other C-shaped necks I am used to. I will go into that here in a minute. The scale length is listed as 648 microns on Amazon. What the fuck's a micron? Hold on a second. But on their website it is listed as 648 millimeters, which translates to 25.5 inches. The fingerboard material is Indian laurel. There are 24 narrow tall frets. These are not jumbo frets if you're used to that. It has a bone nut. The nut width is 1.685 inches. Now, why'd they list that as inches and not, what's going on here? We have white pearloid dot inlays, a bolt-on neck, 2 high output humbuckers, and these humbuckers are very high output. It's sort of microphonic a little bit. I'll touch on that here a little bit more in the video. 1 master volume knob, 1 tone knob, a 3-way switch, a fixed bridge that looks strikingly similar to a hipshot bridge, but it's definitely not a hipshot bridge, so don't get too excited about that. And to top off this completely murdered out guitar, we have black electroplated hardware as well. Now these are pretty much ultra budget guitars. This guitar comes in at just under $200, and I have been pretty surprised with Donner's quality in the past, so I'm really interested to see if that translates to this more metal variant of beginner guitar. But what we're gonna do today is look at this guitar, and I'm gonna give you a more in-depth review. And by the way, Donner did send me this guitar, but my only obligation was to make a reel for them. So this video is not really sponsored. No one's paying me to do this. I have no obligation to make this video. I'm just making this video for you guys that asked for it. There are a lot of you. So we're gonna look at this guitar, we're gonna explore some tones, I'm gonna tell you all of the good and bad things I discover about this guitar while playing it. But before we can do any of that, I need to put some big boy strings on this guitar because these strings are not gonna cut it. This is a pretty simple guitar to change strings on. This shouldn't take too long. I might even just speed this whole thing up so you don't have to watch all of it. Whatever. We'll clean those things up later, right? I'll have my maid clean them, which is me. I'm the maid. We're gonna put Ernie Ball beefy slinkies on this guitar. I play in C standard, and these are the strings that I like to use in C standard. Ernie Ball's not paying me to say that, by the way. So if anyone from Ernie Ball is watching, hit me up, I need more strings. They're probably not. No one from Ernie Ball watches my channel. You know, we're just gonna put all the strings in at once, so that way I don't have to flip the guitar around a bunch of times. Oh hey look, there's a QC pass sticker on this, so it passed somebody's quality control. I don't know whose, not mine. We'll find out though. You know, one thing that I gotta say about this guitar that kind of drives me nuts, and this is just a personal pet peeve, it's not really anything bad against the guitar, it's just something that I don't like, but I think it looks so tacky when you have a painted neck bolted onto a painted body. Like, I don't know what it is about the aesthetic of that, but it's just something that kind of like bothers me. Maybe you can relate to that. Maybe it's just me, but there's an Ibanez guitar from one of the Periphery dudes. I don't know which dude, but there's an Ibanez guitar from one of the Periphery dudes that I almost bought used at Guitar Center because I saw a really good deal on it, but that's actually what stopped me from buying it. Also, there's no neck plate back here, which is a little bit weird, but I think we're gonna be okay. You know, if you have to cut costs somewhere, I guess the neck plate is as good of a place as any to do it. Now I just need to tune this guy up. Let's go this way with it. The tuning knobs actually work really well for a guitar in this price range. A lot of times you will get these guitars and you just cannot get the tuning knob to cooperate with you. I've had tuning knobs on even more expensive guitars like jump around in pitch when you're trying to tune them a little bit, so it's already a plus for this guitar. We'll see if it stays in tune though. Okay, this guitar actually needs to be intonated, and it's really easy. All you need to do is make sure your string is in tune. So in this case, we're going C standard, the string is on C, and then we're gonna go to the 12th fret, and we're a little bit sharp on the 12th fret, so that means I need to pull this saddle back with a screwdriver. Now we're gonna check it again. Much closer, still needs to be a little bit tightened. Okay, it looks like this string is intonated. Now we're just gonna repeat that process for every string. Okay, I think I've got this thing as close as I'm gonna get it. Let's plug it in and see what it sounds like. Everyone, I have the Donner DMT 100 plugged into my 𝗦𝗐𝗰𝗶, and before I even do this, I got a lot of comments on that short that I made because I plugged into an 𝗦𝗐𝗶𝗹, and people were really mad that I plugged into an expensive rig, as if somehow amplifiers are magical and can make bad guitars sound good. That's not the way signal chains work. But just for the sake of appeasing people that really want to see me play this through a budget rig, I'll play it through a free plugin at the end of the video. I mean, I don't know how you get more budget than free, right? I gotta say, it sounds pretty good right off the bat. Only issue that I'm having with this guitar so far is it's not really staying in tune that well, if I'm being real. How are you guys doing? How's your day going? I hope you're having the best day ever. Right away, I'm pretty blown up by how well these pickups are performing, and they are a little bit on the microphonic side. Like, let me turn these noise gates off here. Pretty microphonic. But if you could get around that with a noise gate, it's not that bad. We're staying mostly in tune. To me, staying in tune would probably be my biggest concern if I was looking at an ultra budget guitar like this, and it's doing an okay job. Let's go to the neck pickup. Neck pickup doesn't sound that bad. Here's both of them. Let's go to some cleaner tones for you weirdos who tune into a metalhead's channel to watch clean demos. You know who you are. That is the middle position. By the way, let's go to the neck position here. It sounds pretty good, man. I mean... Let's go to like a crunch channel here. Yeah, it's just having a hard time staying in tune. Now, I'm sure someone will chime in here with their brilliant wisdom on keeping guitars in tune, but remember, this guitar is aimed at beginners. I would say that playability and tuning stability are the most important things in a beginner guitar. Okay, so now let's talk about playability. The neck on this is a C-shaped neck, but it's a little bit chunky, especially for a guitar that's being advertised to metalheads. You would kind of expect something more in line with maybe like Jackson or Ibanez or something like that, and I would say it's definitely on the thick side of that, but it's not unplayable. I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. Okay, so now for those of you that were asking and are not satisfied by me playing through my normal rig, let's plug this into the computer and I will play through a free plugin and we can see what that sounds like. If it makes this guitar sound any worse. All right, let's go do it. Okay, this is the Amped Roots plugin by ML Sound. It's free, so I don't know how much more budget I can get than free, but let's check it out and see if it makes this guitar fall apart. And I'll even go a step further for you. Here are the clean DIs directly out of the guitar with no post-processing or going through any amp sims or anything like that. Neck pickup. Here's both. The fretwork on this guitar is very good, and not just for a $200 guitar, just in general, it's really good. There's nothing sharp. Everything looks really nice and rounded. It's definitely a concern when you're looking at budget guitars. Honestly, if it was me and I was looking for a guitar in the $200 price range, I would take two things into consideration. Number one, could I wait a little bit longer and save some money and increase my budget? That would be the best option, because for just a little bit more money, you start opening up your options in terms of what guitars you can buy with what specs and whatnot. And the other thing that I would say, and this really just depends on you as a person, is are you comfortable buying a used guitar? Because if you're comfortable buying a used guitar for like $200 to $300, you can probably get a better guitar than this if you look hard enough. Deals are out there, man. Here, let me show you a guitar that I bought for $200. This is my Jackson Soloist. I bought this guitar for $200 off Craigslist a few years back, and yes, if you want to buy a used guitar, you are gonna have to do the legwork. You're gonna have to look around, you're gonna have to hunt for deals, but point is that I got this guitar for $200 and it was in pretty bad shape when I got it. I had to do quite a bit of work to it, nothing crazy. I didn't have to put a bunch of money into it or anything. I just had to clean it a lot, and I had to fix the setup. The setup was pretty bad, but if you are comfortable doing those things or like following YouTube tutorials, this is so much of a better guitar for $200, like clearly. It has an EMG 8185 set, it is a neck through guitar, it has a Floyd Rose Special, which while they aren't my favorite things, they are definitely a lot better than the bridge on that other guitar, unless you hate Floyd Roses. That's okay too. But my point is, if it was my $200, I would just be patient, I would try to save a little bit more money, and I would go guitar hunting, it's fun. And look, it's still in tune. I haven't even picked it up in like 6 months probably. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you as a reference point. Let me grab the Donner guitar again. The body is really comfortable, especially with this belly cut. It feels really nice. It does bother me that there's not a plate here. I don't think that it's a big deal. I think it's fine. That's totally a personal thing. Maybe it doesn't bother you. I really like the bridge on this guitar. I like the pickups. I think the pickups sound really good. Even though they're sort of microphonic, you're probably gonna need a noise gate or something if you're playing high gain with them, because they are just quite a bit on the microphonic side. Now, the other thing that I would say is if you are not familiar with setting up a guitar, you are definitely going to have to follow some YouTube tutorials on how to do that. I did have to adjust quite a bit on this guitar to get it like comfortable. I didn't have to adjust the truss rod or anything like that. All I had to do was adjust the string height and intonate the guitar. But these guitars are priced and aimed towards beginners, so I'm just assuming that most people that are interested in these probably don't know how to do those things. So just know that if you buy this, you're probably gonna need to do that to get it a little bit more comfortable to play. The electronics on this guitar feel very nice. The knobs move pretty fluidly. They're a little bit tight, but they move pretty fluidly. I've had more expensive guitars that had worse electronics on them. Just saying. Now, would I buy and play on this guitar regularly? No, probably not. But this guitar isn't aimed towards me, it is aimed towards a beginner. The type of person that I think would benefit from this guitar is someone who has a $200 budget, wants to order something on Amazon and have it delivered to their house. They don't want to go into a store and have to be sales pitched by some Guitar Center employee.
May I help you?
Yes, my good man. I'd like to have a look at this Fender Stratocaster, please.
Oh, really?
And just to have a guitar to start out and learn playing on, I think this fits that bill. However, once you start learning guitar and you want to do things like maybe you want to play in a band with other people, or maybe you want to record or something like that, this probably isn't going to serve you in those cases. I have had a little bit of tuning stability issues with this guitar. Now you need to take that with a grain of salt because I've been playing guitar for a long time. I do a lot of bending. I play with heavier picks. So it's not uncommon for me to throw guitars that are in this price range out of tune. They're just not made as well as guitars that are more expensive. Go figure, that's a dumb sentence. But like if you were just picking up guitar as a hobby and you just need something to learn on, I think this is okay for that. And don't forget, this comes with like a strap and a cable and stuff as well. So, you know, for $200, you get a lot. All right, if you guys have made it this far, thank you so much. If you like what I do here on my channel, consider subscribing. If you really like what I do here on my channel, consider joining my Patreon. That way I could do more demos like this that are not sponsored, and I can just tell you what I really think about a guitar. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.